Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. Today we have another great reading, Sagittarius, for you guys, and I hope you guys are all well, and all my cards are shuffled and cut. Yes, because I am prepared today. Sometimes I shuffle online. Let's see what we have. We have psychic abilities, and we have grieving and fertility. The psychic abilities card is this woman here with her third eye just really exposed, right? And so she looks like she's in a trance, right? The trance is, when you're doing a reading, you're somewhat in a trance. If you're under hypnotherapy or in a trance, in meditation, when you get down to alpha level, it's somewhat of a trance. It is, right? You can do that just meditating. But she's doing some type of reading or understanding something, right? She's understanding, or, her psychic ability is heightened, right? Her awareness. We have grieving here, and it looks like there's three people here. It's hard to tell, like 1, 2, 3, but they're grieving. And over here is the butterfly in the back with the arcoiris, or the kind of the Holy Grail, the rainbow, right? The arch or the arc. So that's there. In other words, a grieving is coming to an end and a new beginning is coming. Somebody knows this in a psychic way, right? And so maybe they've had a vision, or maybe they have just, right, with the psychic, they feel it coming, in a psychic way. All right, fertility is here. This is about a new beginning. It sure is, right next to the butterfly. And she's pregnant. So, maybe somebody's having a baby, maybe not. And we have, with the crystals, we have the serpentine. All right, so this is transformation. And this talks about, snakes have the ability to shed their outgrown skin. So this is about change, of course. And somebody has grown in this reading, right? They've outgrown themselves or the way they used to be. And that's what they say about snakes. Eat their own skin, and then they grow a new one. So very cool. And that's what somebody could have grown a new skin in this reading, right? The serpentine symbolically helps you to do the same. Determine what needs to go, what needs to be released in your life so that something new can come in. And the affirmation here is, it is safe to let go. I know that nothing is ever taken away unless something better is coming. Very cool. And we also have sound healing with the chrysocolla, and that may not be how to pronounce that. That gem, not the gem, the crystal. It's beautiful, this, right? And this talks about blending the heart chakra with the throat chakra. This can talk about speaking your feelings, right? Right? And it balances the emotions and brings peace and harmony to the mind and heart. Yeah, so this can be about wisdom as well. Like, it can, because the voice or the throat chakra is always connected to the mind. It's blue, it's the color of, kind of the air element, but it is always connected. You can't speak without thinking, right? I mean, maybe, but it might not be that wise, right, if we're not thinking and we're just kind of blurting stuff out, right? So my voice has power. This is the affirmation. I use it to improve the well-being of myself and others. Yes, this chrysocolla balances the emotions and brings peace and harmony to the mind and heart. When used in combination with mantra, chant, spoken prayer, or sacred song, it facilitates sound healing. This is very cool. Wow. And chrysocolla is a good stone for counselors, therapists, and anybody who uses the spoken word to heal and comfort others. Maybe you're going to hear some very healing words, Sagittarius. You could. Because there's some type of a new beginning. We have transformation. We have grieving with the butterfly. And the fertility card is about something growing or something coming into play, right? Let's get a card, and I have the suppression card, the number 10. That's an ending. So this man has been maybe suppressing his own needs, his own feelings, and speaking up. Somebody may want to tell you that they love you here and that they've really grown and changed, or something has ended in their life with grieving and transformation here. I feel like that's what this is. Somebody's been hiding their feelings or suppressing them and therefore hiding them. Yeah, this is very cool. It does, right? Or it is, rather. Yeah. So if you want to get a psychic reading, Sagittarius, you can always get one. And I always check for accuracies. That's what I do. And they're lots of fun. We have different formats, recordings, live calls, right? Or both, right? You choose the format. The cards are done the same way. And the psychic readings, if you want to know about somebody, you kind of don't trust them. You just, I don't know, you just kind of, they're acting funny or you just met them, things like that. Also, I can help you with insight into your own situation. I'm also a Canfield life coach, if you recall. Chicken Soup for the Soul by Jack Canfield, right? Yeah. So I'm one of his grads, right? So let's see what we have. And Jack used to be a hypnotherapist, a psychotherapist, rather. And he's spiritual, right? He is, yeah. So let's get into this right now. If you want to get a free 5-minute psychic reading, Sagittarius, check the description box below. I'm also doing past life readings. Those are super powerful. And somebody made a comment the other day. They don't even know what a past life reading is. And you are the one who chooses it. So I'm not, telling you anything, really. You choose it yourself. It's how it works. And so, yeah. So it's all about your own awareness, right? When your own awareness is heightened, right? The hypothalamus is heightened. So let's get into this. Everything's below. The bottom of the deck sits the Justice card, Sagittarius. So, maybe there's a Libra here. He's holding the scales, he is, and he's holding his sword up. So the sword is supposed to be for kind of victory, justice with, justice, victory and justice, right? I won't comment on that because, but, what I mean by that, in general, that the feeling here is about the lesson here, or the meaning here is that, somebody made a wise decision. The swords represent intellect, right? The scales represent balance and harmony and relating to others. This is Libra, the 7th house of relationships and relating. So, but, this can be about a decision that was made for sure, and can be about somebody who wants harmony and peace in their life and balance, right? Yeah, definitely. And it can also be about somebody who is wants to bring you justice, right? Or maybe them justice to their own life, possibly, right? Everybody needs justice in their life. And this is, because we have suppression here, right? And we have grieving. So justice, with suppressing, somebody suppressed their own feelings or their own needs. That means that, they need balance and harmony in their life, and they need the scales to be balanced for them. That could be the case. Somebody might want to be fair with you in this reading. Maybe they grieved you, possibly, right? Maybe they were just hiding their feelings for you and, maybe causing an injustice in that way to themselves, right? Let's see what we have. We start with the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, the World card. So the World card is, we can say it's about justice in a way. It's definitely about transformation and change because everything comes full circle. Maturity is learned. This is a Capricorn card based on the 10th house of authority and ambition, right? It's like a Saturn card where achievement is rewarded, right? But also, lack of ambition or lack of maturity, and then there is restriction. But with the World card, she's already learned, right? She's come full circle. That's why she feels so good, and she's naked. We're going to cover her as well. But, it is about ending cycles that no longer serve you. And we just saw justice at the bottom of the deck. Or no longer suit you, right? Serve you, suit you, whatever. People change. With the World card, there's so much growth here and maturity that whatever you want now in this time era, now these days is, it's not the same as it was before. 5 years ago, maybe even a year ago. But somebody learned through some lessons. The 10th house is also Capricorn, Saturn, right? Is also talks about lessons, karmic lessons. And that's why she is, the world card is here. This can be like a whole new world. It can be learning karmic lessons. That's what Saturn can teach us. Saturn is the stern teacher. It rewards or restricts. It depends like what you've been doing, right? Yeah, basically. All right. And somebody was repressing. So you don't get any reward with suppression. You just get restriction. Somebody's leaving that behind. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the King of Wands. So Sagittarius, maybe there's another fire sign here. Aries, Leo, Sag, we're not sure. But, everybody in their chart has every sign. My friend says to me over the weekend, she came down, she lives about 2 hours away. She said, I didn't know I had Sagittarius on my chart. She's kind of an acquaintance, sort of, but kind of an old friend, but sort of a little bit of I can't explain it exactly, but she says, I didn't know I had Sagittarius on my chart. Everybody has every sign in their chart. Everybody does. It just depends to what degree, what level, and things like that. All right. So there could be another fire sign. There could be an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. I'll fix the camera here. There might be a Capricorn. There could, right? But there could be, water signs and earth signs. These are embodiments, or, they are of energies, right? And so we start with the Queen of Wands. You could be discerning right now if you're going to have a new beginning in your life, Sagittarius, if things are going to change for you, if cycles are going to close out. Possibly if you've done the work to prepare for that. This can be about that. But you could also be, maybe you are done suppressing your voice, right? Your feelings about something. Because we have that here. We have sound healing. And remember, that's about the throat chakra right next to suppression. And something's let go. We have transformation with the serpentine. Yeah. Anybody know anybody with that name, Serpentina? Maybe, huh? All right. So, yeah, real interesting there, right? It's interesting how they say, like, when you usurp somebody, I wonder if they get that from serpentine, like deceit. Because although the serpentine means transformation, kind of, in the spiritual world, in the other world, more the physical world, right? The serpentine always, the snake always represents deceit. When you usurp somebody, right? Yeah, it's a kind of a trippy word, usurp, right? So here we have, in the reading, we start with this Queen of Wands, and that is you, but you're discerning. You have the Queen of Swords. It's sitting in this crossing energy where whatever you're discerning, it could have come by way of, challenge maybe, or this can be about somebody else, or you're not sure whatever you are discerning may come true. Because it's possible here, Sagittarius, that what you are doing in this reading is wondering or discerning if somebody else has kind of matured and if things are going to change full circle, the World card, right? And that's how life is. Life's a mystery. Things can change, come full circle and change, and other times you're like, geez, when is this going to change, right? I mean, we have to change things ourselves basically, but the things that we have no control in changing, right? Sometimes other people or just situations, right? Then, we're just going, God, is this ever going to change, right? So it has come, and the suppression card, the time has come, is a number 10. That's a completion. So we know here, every card here is about change. Yeah, almost every card here on top talks about some form of change in some kind of, even I'm not going to say remotely, but even kind of subtly, right? So we have the sound healing card. Somebody's sticking up for themselves, speaking about what they want, going after what they want. And it comes with learning a lesson here with the World card. We don't know if it was a hard lesson. Sometimes the World card is connected to restrictions and karmic lessons, right? Yeah, karmic lessons learned in in a difficult way, right? But the best lessons are always learned in a difficult way, right? Yeah. I used to have on my Facebook, what university did you go to or what school? And I put the School of Hard Knocks, right? And that was true, right? Yeah, it's not anymore, right? And no, it's not. But let's look at the Queen of Swords here, who is doing this discerning, Sagittarius. For you, we have the Page of Swords with it. All right, so this is all about thinking, right? We have these two swords cards here, and, she's discerning and he's curious. Basically, the Page of Swords, maybe somebody's coming to talk to you here. I feel like there's a major curiosity if things can really change here, full circle with somebody, like all the way. And if you're going to have your wish, because here's the Nine of Cups. You could really love somebody in this reading, Sagittarius, and you're like, I wonder if things are really going to change. I wonder maybe if you guys are going to heal a situation. I wonder if this person will heal, maybe, and stick up for themselves. There is that in this reading, where somebody has to speak up for themselves because they've been suppressing their feelings. You never suppress, right? Yeah, I mean, you can learn from it. After a while, you're like, gee, why am I doing this, right? We always learn from our kind of lower, right? Because that's how we see. We see things with contrast, right? If we see things are, difficult after a while, we're like, well, change has to come, or we have to bring it in, right? So when things are all beautiful and butterfly all the time, it's harder to grow in that instance, right? That's why, we try not to spoil our kids too much, because they can't grow like that, right? I don't feel like they do. So the Page of Cups is here as well with the Page of Swords. And, these are messengers. Somebody got a message in their own life, though. They major message, right? I need to stop holding back and, suppressing my own needs and my own feelings, right? But somebody does. They let this go. We have grieving over here. There's an ending with the butterfly. And then we have, I let something go. It's safe to let go. I know that nothing is ever taken away unless something better comes. So that's what this reading is about. It is. And so Page of Cups, let's get a card on that. It's external. Somebody does want to speak to you, Sagittarius. There is no doubt on that. And here we have the Magician. And I feel like they want to tell you that they are, next to the World card, they've probably grown, they're super mature, and that they want a new beginning with you. Now, if this is you, Sagittarius, you're kicking butt in this reading. Like you're no longer, maybe you've been suppressing your own creative needs, creative endeavors. Maybe you wanted to do something and you just didn't, you needed something to come full circle for you, or to learn a lesson possibly with the World card. It's totally fine. I was saying, I used to go to the School of Hard Knocks. Yes, I did. Right. And there's a lot of hard-headed people in that life, right? When I was going to that university, right? And yeah, School of Hard Knocks, and probably a lot of toxicity and, et cetera, right? And Knight of Swords, let's get a card on that. There could be an Aries in this reading as well. There could, right? With that Magician. I've already talked, I think, about the King and the Queen of Wands, both here. Could be, a fated couple, for sure, can be. Let's see what we have. Let's get a card right here. And we have the Knight of Swords, Five of Cups. So we already have grieving, right, with the Oracle spread. So there is grieving here. And there's also, I'm going to take action, even if I have to grieve an ending or have to let something go. I want this better. This betterness is either your work, Sagittarius, or this is love. And that's not clear yet about what that is. But things are changing for you, Sagittarius, in this reading. You're going to have like some type of a new beginning with your work. It could even be how you see yourself, like, hey, I'm just going to be the dynamic person that I want. I'm going to be this, whatever you've wanted to be. Could be career, definitely, creative endeavors, moving forward with, I don't know, art, or just whatever it is, believing in yourself. And art is that's a vast subject, right? You can create, we can create anything in our lives, and that's what I mean by art. Now, it could be real art too, right? And in the traditional sense. So, this is somebody's mindset, though. This Five of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Let me end something. I have regret. I'll grieve it. But, I need to cut something out, Knight of Swords, or I need to take aggressive action. Yeah, somebody is a little aggressive in this reading, but only after they were hiding their feelings or suppressing them, right? And that creates an aggression, right? It creates kind of I don't know, small level rage, sort of, right? Rage is an extreme word, but that's what happens when you hold back so long that you get kind of crazy and you're like, I have to have this, right? Yeah, for sure. Now, the Wheel of Fortune in the past, Sagittarius, let's get a card on the wheel, and it shows up with the Eight of Cups. So we already know there's some type of ending, and the eights are about ending something in order to make progress, right? And we see that going on in this reading, right? Now, this could be you moving away. This could be you, the Wheel of Fortune, but this is really about taking a chance on life, spinning the wheel, because we have suppression and no longer doing that. Spinning the wheel. It's also about evolving with the World card. I want to be who I always wanted to be, or be my best self, or be with the person I always wanted to be with. Something like that. And this is divine timing, because the Eight of Cups, it has to do with timing in this way that progress and change. The eights are about progress and movement. So there's change. This is timing. Yeah, there's some timing going on. The World card can definitely talk about timing. This is ruled by Capricorn. Capricorn rules time. The father of time. Grandfather time. Yeah, that's what Capricorn can be about. And I hope I didn't get too loud there, you guys. I'm trying to mask out these landscapers, right? Now, we have the Nine of Cups here, Sagittarius, showing up. It's the wish. This is a concern with a new path, see? God, this is a beautiful reading. There's just power in this reading. There's power. It's powerful. Yeah. It's about somebody kind of coming really into their own. Like whatever was done in the past, that's done. It served well, lessons, the World card. But now I'm stepping into the powerful me, the real me, the North Node, leaving the South Node, karmic lessons behind. Definitely stepping in, being my best self. That's what this reading's about. That's why it's exciting. Yeah, it's beautiful and exciting. So, and there's a relief in this reading. A relief and a release. I should say a release and then relief. Yeah. Seven of Cups showing up as the choice that's being made here. Somebody makes a choice to really step into their own, as I said. And this just shows up in the environment. The Six of Wands is the wish, or, the desire. This is, I want to overcome. This can be, I want to recognize myself as being my best self. But this is victory. This is about, I really want victory. And you may want to be recognized, Sagittarius, because of the suppression, holding back and, covering up your creative abilities, your something, or your feelings for somebody maybe, but suppressing them. Yeah, suppression does no good, right? Yeah, it does. No. King of Wands showing up, and this is in the potential outcome, and we have it with the Lover's card. So this is about love. Now, it may be simply a choice about work and things like that, but it can be about either, Sagittarius. But whatever's going on in this reading, it's just it's a great reading, you guys. I mean, I know your readings are, they're pretty good all the time. I'd say definitely, but this reading brings some type of a final ending and there's a release here. You're gonna move forward. Yeah, you really could. And yeah, a very cool reading here. Uranus is moving in July. Jupiter, is going to move into, it's in Gemini right now, and that is your 7th house of relationships. Jupiter will move into your 8th house. It's going to be your power of, it's a powerhouse. It can be money, transformation, regeneration. It's going to move into your 8th house. It's really cool. It is. And Uranus, where's Uranus for you guys? Uranus is in Taurus, and Pisces is your 4th house, 5, 6. It's going to move into your 7th house. It will move, yeah. And so that is like, it's going to move into your love house, right? And that can create endings, but you being very authentic within your relationships, and really being like having the courage to be authentic in how you relate to people or how you see relationships. It can make you really powerful. Yeah, it definitely can. Lots of change, future-based, right? And it can bring kind of a tower to you where you're like, well, you know what, I need to be more powerful and more authentic in my relationships in your life. So we're going to end this reading. If you guys want to get a reading with me, definitely you can check out the description box below. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps to keep these readings coming. And the past life readings are even more powerful than before. They are, you guys, because your North Node is, which is, you know, it's on an axis with your South Node. This is your soul, astrology of your soul, and you becoming your best you. So that's what those readings are really about. Thanks so much for joining me. As I said, please like, share, and subscribe, I think, because it really helps me to keep these readings coming. Hit the little bell if you want to get notifications of my uploads. You guys rock.